I have some late breaking news, and wait until you hear this. A number of Maga celebrities and voters have come out and said they will never, ever support Mr. Donald Trump again. They are upset. And this is all with the new file drop that just happened a couple days ago, and you know what I mean. And some of these files have very graphic and unbelievable details in them. And no one understands why these MAGA celebrities and voters, why it took so long for them to come to realization of what is happening. But it's better too late than ever. So Ryan Garcia wrote, this is my public declaration and announcement. I'm reclining my past support for Mr. Donald Trump. And Trish Hope wrote, I physically feel ill knowing I worked so hard to support Mr. Donald Trump, and it appears that he is a sick, I can't say the word. I can't fathom the evil mind of a person to harm children. Dan Bilzerian wrote, Trump is a piece of for gaslighting us to protect bad people. So there you have it, folks. Some big Trump MAGA celebrities absolutely abandoning shit.
I'm angry. I'm angry because I'm on my way over to vote no on the Republicans' bill to keep funding ICE. Let me tell you just how bad this bill really is. This budget rewards ICE with $10 billion more dollars. That is on top of the $75 billion that Republicans gave ICE over the summer. And this budget does nothing to rein in ICE. Nothing. Even after masked federal agents shot and killed another American citizen. It does nothing for Alex Preddy. It does nothing for Renee Good. It does nothing for the families and communities across this country that are being terrorized by Donald Trump's ICE. It has no common sense reforms at all. So, what else does it do? Does it lower healthcare costs? Does it lower utility costs for families? No. Donald Trump doesn't need another blank check from Congress to keep making life more dangerous and more expensive for American families. I'm not just a no. I'm a hell no.
Now, I said this sometimes back that Trump won't have his block of votes when the next election will be approaching. And now the MAGA voters has come out on rampage with the strong voices that we are disappointed in Donald Trump because of the way he leads us. He's not a good leader as we expected. So I want us to continue watching this series of MAGA voters complaining about Trump's leadership and saying that if we are given the next chance to choose, then we won't take Trump. So let us watch and comment in the end.
Trump supporters are going off on Donald Trump tonight, and many of them are rescinding their support of him. Now, as you know, yesterday, a new batch of files were released, and of course, Donald Trump's name was all over them. And many Trump supporters are no longer finding themselves able to justify this happening again and again, with a lot of them sounding off. And the biggest name is boxer Ryan Garcia, who supported and endorsed Donald Trump in the 2024 election, is now saying this. This is my public declaration and announcement. I'm rescinding my past support for Donald Trump. Anyone that was involved in anything to do with that island and what they were doing, I just can't support in any way. And the comments are mixed 50-50. There, of course, are the hardcore MAGA that aren't going anywhere, no matter what Donald Trump does on Fifth Avenue. But then the other half are saying, yeah, I'm with you. I'm done with this. And this is what we're seeing. It seems every month Donald Trump loses just a little more and a little more support. To the end of it, he'll have left is the hardcore MAGA.
You guys were right. You were right that there is a group of powerful elites who are involved in horrific things, including harming children, that have infiltrated the government. And listen to what the Department of Justice just did that continues that whole pattern. They haven't complied with the Epstein Transparency Act. They haven't released everything they were supposed to, and they were supposed to redact to protect the victims. In this last big drop of documents and photos and videos, they redacted the names of a lot of people that look like they have some affiliation with hurting kids. But they did not redact the names of multiple victims. They included their phone numbers, victims' names and phone numbers. One victim's whole driver's license was unredacted, and there were over 40 pictures, face, whole body, everything identifying of nude children. The same people who you believed were hurting the kids are still doing that and are still protecting the powerful, because the Department of Justice redacted the names. They did a better job of protecting the people who are the would-be kid hurters than the victims. There were little children whose whole bodies and faces were released in that file. Nude pictures. Why would they do that? Why would the Department of Justice, who is run by Pam Bondi, who works for Donald Trump, redact the name of potential perpetrators, but leave the phone numbers and the driver's license and completely nude photos of victims? You were right. The only thing you were wrong about is that you thought Donald Trump was the man who could save us from this. And turns out he's in on it. We've got to accept that. He is in on it, and they are still doing it. They are still hurting them. They still, last Friday, released nude pictures of children. They're still victimizing the victims, and they're still protecting the perpetrators. And the only thing that you got wrong was that Trump isn't the one to save us from it. He was in on it all the time. Go love your neighbor.
I voted for Trump in 2020 and I deeply regret it. But here's the thing. If you also voted for Trump and you also regret voting for Trump, not every online space is the right place to share that regret, especially right now. The reason I'm addressing this is because last week I posted a TikTok wearing a Maga hat, the bright red original 2016 Maga hat. I found it at Goodwill and I bought it because I think it's a historical relic. But one of my friends messaged me and said, hey, that's really not appropriate for right now, and I really recommend that you take it down. And their DM was like really kind and really gracious. And several people also said the same thing in the comment section. And initially, I agreed with them, but I couldn't quite articulate why. Because why wouldn't you want to tell as many people online as possible that you regret voting for Trump and that Trump is clearly very dangerous? But it really made sense for me after I attended the memorial service for a young man who had passed away at my church. And basically, I had seen this young man around church. I had never personally met him. I knew who his family was. And tragically, he passed away from a long illness. And so I went to the memorial service because we've been experiencing really cold weather here in Central Texas. And I just wanted to show up. I wanted to be a face of support. So I sat in the crowd. I knew many people who were very close to him. They were all grieving, obviously. And the service was about an hour and 90 minutes. And after the service, everyone was invited to a reception that was also on location. And as everyone was milling to go toward the reception, I felt this discomfort in my physical body, kind of like, I really don't want to attend this reception, and I kind of paced the halls a little bit. I was trying to see if there's anyone I could talk to. And ultimately, I went out to my car because what I realized is that the reception doesn't feel like it's for me. Right? And I'm a sympathetic crier. And I knew that if I went to the reception and saw other people crying, I would also cry. But the thing is, the people who were feeling the most, the people who needed to grieve the most, were not me. I was not one of those people. The grief and sadness that I was feeling as someone who really didn't know this young man were very, very secondary and very tertiary. And what I needed to do was go home and talk to my husband about how heartbreaking it was that such a young man, a teenager, someone full of life, someone who was surrounded by community, passed away tragically, and that it really was untimely. Later on, I went, oh my God, that is exactly how I feel with this regret around my vote for Trump. I voted for him in 2020, not 2024, but I still feel regret for it. And there are so many spaces online where I can share that regret, but most of my community on TikTok is really struggling with the violence that they are watching unfold with ICE in Minneapolis, across the country. I live in Central Texas, where ICE is starting to ramp up here a little more. And the people that need to hear about my Trump regret are not in this space. And so for me to share, oh my God, I'm so full of regret that I voted for Trump, like it's making me feel things. We need to prioritize the grief, anger, and sadness of those who are so far past that point, and especially prioritize the experience of violence that people are having in their real life because of the Trump administration. Hopefully that made sense. But if you are watching this as a former fundie, ex-evangelical, someone who's deconstructing, drop a comment. Let me know if this makes sense to you and if this resonates. And thank you for watching.
I want you to remember that when you are talking about Trump, ICE, Epstein files, any of the shiz going on right now, don't say Trump did this, Trump is doing this, ICE is doing this. Say the Republican Party is doing this. Because it is the Republican Party doing this. Trump can do all he wants unless they say no. They could remove him at any time. And the thing is, when we win the midterms and let's say we are able to remove him, like there's still accountability to be happening there because they sure haven't taken it. They've been cowards. So this all needs to be put into their lap to help them feel pressure, because when people get blamed, it's always Trump, right? It's like, oh, Trump is just, it's not, they don't hear Republican Party nearly enough. So it's like, oh, once Trump's gone, then we're going to be absolved because, oh, we didn't like him either. No, they are absolutely as responsible for this as Trump. They're not getting away with any of this. And part of the way we need to do that is to continually say the Republican Party won't release this, or the Republican Party wants ICE out there doing that. The Republican Party supports ICE doing X, Y, Z. That's what you need. The Republican Party supports children being taken from their parents. The Republican Party supports the destruction of the Constitution. The Republican Party doesn't care if people have warrants and goes in and grabs people up. Do you see? It can't be just ICE, just Kristi Noem, just Trump, because when they're gone, I don't want them to come out like they're these little, oh, that was rough. Is everyone okay? Are we all good? No, we're not going to be good for a very, very long time with the Republican Party leadership. No, nope, nope, nope. And also another reminder about how we use our language is when you refer to anybody that's in those Epstein files, you lead with Epstein associate, then their name, then you go on. I don't care which side they're on, but don't just say Trump, say Epstein's associate Trump, Epstein's associate Elon Musk, Epstein's associate Peter Thiel. You see, all these things need to stick to them, and that happens through our language, and we have to continually practice using it all the time, because history will show up with us talking that way. And then when these fuckers get tossed, all that language and all that stink needs to be there for maybe decades. So label them as they are.
There are a number of things that are making Trump to lose support of the Maga, the people who believed in making America great again. People who saw the strong belief in Donald Trump, and they said that Trump would move America to where it deserves. Something like jobs. They were so much sure that Trump would clear the menace of joblessness, would clear the menace of poor leadership, and bring a new America that everyone is proud about. So what are we seeing now? The farmers, the MAGA farmers are complaining. Every MAGA says that the leadership is not as per our expectation, and a lot of improvements needs to be done to ensure that America becomes safe. You saw what happened in Minnesota. Even the MAGA are not happy with it, because these are Americans who have stayed there. Why unleash ICE agents on them? A lot of factors have been highlighted, including the policies, the tax cuts, rather Medicaid removal that Donald Trump imposed. So the healthcare system not working so well, education system not in order. These are things that they feel Trump should improve on, because America is a country that has always been on top of every continent. But another thing that they expected is when Trump said that he would prioritize American agenda by even cutting the aids they are giving to other countries. They expected that a lot of change would be achieved in America, which is not yet uh, seen. So a lot of complaints here and there with people feeling that Trump needs to do better. If you're watching us for the first time, kindly subscribe to this our channel. Also, you can like and share, and also share your thought on this, because that is how we interact on a daily basis. Thank you, and may the good Lord bless you.